A new video has just surfaced online, and fans are losing it. It appears to show a fight breaking out between people allegedly linked to Drake and Kendrick Lamar's cruise. The timing couldn't be more electric. Why? Because it dropped just days after Kendrick performed Not Like Us live in Toronto, Drake's hometown. That's right. Kendrick took the biggest diss track of the year, aimed it directly at Drake and performed it in the heart of OVO territory. The performance wasn't just bold, it was surgical. Kendrick Lamar didn't walk into any random venue. He walked into Rogers Centre, one of Toronto's most iconic stadiums, a place Drake, despite being the city's biggest music figure, has never headlined. That move alone sent shockwaves. It wasn't just a concert, it was a declaration of dominance. And when Kendrick performed Not Like Us, the response, absolutely wild. The crowd, made up of locals, many wearing OVO gear, gave him a 2-minute standing ovation. In Drake's city, they didn't boo, they didn't stay silent, they roared. They sang along, bar for bar, to a song that tears down Toronto's golden boy. They like us, they not like us. That chant shook the stadium and echoed across social media within minutes. It was more than a performance, it was a moment. Fans online described it as a battle win, not just a concert set. But what makes all of this so much crazier is how the tension had already been building long before Kendrick touched that stage. This feud didn't start with Not Like Us, it traces back more than a decade, all the way to Kendrick's 2013 verse on Control. That moment changed the tone between the two artists forever. He name-dropped Drake and others in a call for lyrical war. Some took it lightly, Drake didn't. Years passed, but the Cold War simmered. Then in 2024, everything exploded. Kendrick jumped on like that with Future and Metro Boomin, and fired a warning shot that shook the industry. He dismissed the concept of a big three, essentially saying there's only one at the top, him. That bar alone shook Drake. Hole in the fan bases behind them. It triggered a flurry of diss tracks, but none hit as hard as Not Like Us. That single track became something far bigger than hip-hop beef. It was an anthem, a cultural bomb, and a public interrogation of Drake's image. Kendrick didn't just accuse him of faking the culture, he picked apart Drake's identity line by line. It was personal, it was surgical, and it was massively successful, earning Kendrick 5 Grammys in one night. That's more than any rapper has ever won in a single ceremony. Then came June 12, 2025, Kendrick walks into Toronto and performs that same song in front of tens of thousands of people. It wasn't just ballsy, it was brilliant. A performance loaded with symbolism. It was about flipping the narrative. Kendrick didn't just attack Drake from afar, he walked straight into his house and took the throne. And Toronto let him. Clips from the concert exploded online. Fans dancing, fans crying, fans chanting for an encore of a track aimed at their city's most iconic rapper. Kendrick didn't just win over the crowd, he took ownership of it. And then things took a darker turn. Just as the buzz peaked, footage started surfacing online showing a fight breaking out near the venue. Rumors flew. Was this Kendrick's crew clashing with Drake? Had the lyrical beef crossed into real violence? But here's the twist. This wasn't about that night in Toronto. The footage was from a different city, a different stage. June 30th, 2024, Vancouver, the Ignite Music Festival. Rick Ross was performing, and during his set he made a very clear choice. He played Kendrick's Not Like Us in Canada, and that's when chaos erupted. Rick Ross, longtime rap heavyweight and newly public Kendrick supporter, was assaulted on stage by a man believed to be a Drake supporter. It wasn't random. This was retaliation, a direct response to Ross choosing a side, and it played out in front of a stunned festival audience. People say it started with someone yelling, "Turn that off," "Wanna bang out," right as Not Like Us started playing. The energy shifted fast. First a punch, then a full-on scuffle involving Ross's entourage and attendees. It was sudden, but it wasn't without cause. That one track lit the spark. But here's where Ross showed his veteran status. He didn't scream, he didn't escalate. He handled the aftermath with cool-headed precision. He told TMZ that nobody on his team was badly hurt, and even called Vancouver a beautiful city. It was classic Ross, calm, clever, and strategic. Instead of turning up, he diffused it. In later interviews, Ross even joked about the fight, saying he wasn't punched, he was hit with a drink. That one line cut deep. It wasn't just downplaying the moment, it was pure psychological warfare. Ross positioned himself as untouchable, and painted his attackers as amateurs. He didn't just survive the fight, he controlled the narrative. But what shook fans even more was Drake's response. He didn't release a statement. He didn't call for peace. Instead, he liked an Instagram post about the incident. A post that basically warned artists not to come to Canada if they're aligned against Drake. Then on July 1st, Drake posted a laughing video saying Happy Canada Day. It felt less like a celebration and more like a taunt. Social media lit up. People took it as Drake co-signing the violence. It raised big questions. How far is too far in this feud? When does loyalty cross the line? Rick Ross's move to play that track in Canada was bold, no doubt, but the response showed how deep this feud had burrowed into fan bases. Loyalty to Drake, or to Kendrick, had become personal. People weren't just defending their favorite artist, they were ready to throw punches over it. Other artists started weighing in. 50 Cent joked about Ross's safe Metro Boomin', Kanye West, and Ice Cube all showed quiet support for Kendrick. Meanwhile, Birdman and others stayed on Drake's side. J. Cole, he dipped early, apologizing and stepping away after releasing one early diss. He didn't want the smoke, but one of the most important voices during this chapter has been Wack 100. His breakdown of Kendrick's Grammy wins made people rethink the beef. He argued that Drake's attacks weren't hurting Kendrick, they were elevating him. That every diss, every attempt to smear his name just made Kendrick stronger, because he played it smart. Kendrick wasn't just dropping bars, he was dismantling an entire media machine. Even DJ Academics, one of Drake's loudest online defenders, found himself overwhelmed by fan comment. Every time he tried to take Kendrick down, people flooded the comments with one word: compromised, a reference to Kendrick's own diss, and a warning that Drake's inner circle was losing credibility fast. This is no longer just about lyrics, it's about legacy, control, and how power is shifting in real time. Kendrick's strategy went beyond the studio. He attacked Drake's image, his allies, and even his influence on platforms. And what we're seeing now isn't just a beef, it's a transformation of hip-hop's entire media landscape. From concert venues to festival stages, from Instagram likes to Grammy stages, this feud has jumped across every platform. It's no longer just two rappers trading verses, it's two empires colliding. And make no mistake, the ripple effects are real. Artists, fans, and execs are all watching, because what started as a lyrical war is now a war for narrative control, and Kendrick is winning. This isn't over, it's just beginning. Stay tuned. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the biggest feud in hip-hop, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment with your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button for more raw, real, and breaking rap stories. Stay locked in. This is just the beginning.